Welcome to selfdiscoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Ignite Your Heart and Soul right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. I have my wonderful friend Shahiroz Walji. We've known each other for a number of years. We've interviewed each other for over a number of years. We've often tried to work together, and we kind of are a sisterhood of supporting each other. And she has recently had a door slammed shut in her face, but it opened up a door to something quite magnificent and, quite honestly, the direction she needed to go into. She's written a book called The Gate in Between, which is for seekers like she once was, for those who find out what they are looking for, only to lose it again. The Gate in Between is not a destination, it's an invitation to pause, to look deeper, and to finally remember what keeps you from slipping away from yourself. Each chapter opens up with a story drawn from her own life, represents a symbolic gate. These gates explore the themes that we move all through: identity, perception, time, connection, the space between that was and what might be. The structure moves gently through the energy centers of the body, following a rhythm many people feel that they don't always name. These are the no steps here, but conclusions, just presence to sit with, return to, and move through on your own pace. So it's a meaningful dialogue, inner transformation through the interviews, and offering Shiraz, the author of The Gate in Between, a contemplative book that explores thresholds that we cross, identity and into spirit. And as an entrepreneur and a creative visionary, she is the force behind the line of the soul-rooted tools, including oracle decks, meditations, metaphysical products. Her work is grounded in yet luminous, inviting others to pause, reflect, and reconnect to what is most true. Through her interviews and offerings, she holds space for meaningful dialogue, inner transformations, not by offering answers, but by helping others hear their own. And she has a course that goes along with the book. And it really is a book to kind of wake you up. So many people are on a path right now with a lot of not just kind of crossroads, but like 5-point crossroads. Which way do I go? And we're so busy following the expectation that sometimes we're not still enough to understand, what gate am I at the present moment? Should I go through this one or this one? And until you know where you're at, you have no idea which gate to open. So welcome back, my darling.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's an honor to be here. It's always an honor to be here. Thank you for reading the book, and thank you for
Mm-hmm.
having me on your show.
And the book really was very profound because you have done it kind of through like little metaphorical journeys and stories and experiences. And I find that, and I've said this over and over again, and with you, too, with the amount of shows that you've done, people learn more um, factual stuff when they go through a metaphysical journey.
Right.
When they can relate to a character and what that character goes through, it is a revealing of themselves rather than just how-to book, but a collaborative companion that they're traveling along with.
Well, the book actually started like 10 years ago. It wasn't in the format that it is now. It was just one story, and it was called The Lost and Found.
Mm-hmm.
Lost and Found, or it started with that title. And over time, it's evolved to what it is now,
Yeah, yeah.
being the gate in between. The Lost and Found was a story about someone being um, just one individual. And over time, of course, as I had my own spiritual experiences, I knew it wasn't about just me. It was about
Mm,
more than me. It was about others in my life. It was about the oneness of all of humanity. It was about, the fact that the universe is one. And as that happened, as I grew in my experiences and my understanding of the unseen world, um, this book evolved to be the way it is.
And that's, I'm always saying this over and over again on every show. When we allow, we see, we hear, we
Yeah.
know which road to go. When we dictate, I guarantee you're going to go down the wrong road.
Yeah.
So, you had an idea, it started with one thing, and you've taken many journeys since then in that last 10 years. But
Right.
each one of them you've allowed to tell you the story and let
Correct.
it unfold as it was meant to.
Absolutely. And grief plays a huge role in
Mm,
opening us. And as you know, I've had a few of those in my life.
mhm,
And each one of those has opened me more to not just myself, but the unseen world. And while I had experiences when I was younger, certainly the ones after the grief have been more profound, and the connection has been stronger
mhm,
to
mhm,
the unseen world as well. And whether it's those on the other side or just interactions in this universe, my awareness has grown, and as such,
mhm,
one story, what started out as one story, ended up being 8 mini short stories.
mhm.
And the whole point of the short stories was no one gets really caught up in the story so much as to
Yes.
leave the story and enter themselves.
Yes. Yes. And that's the point. That's what you get with it. It's like, that the universe gave me a saying, I'm going to shake you up to wake you up for you to step up and change it up and grow up. Well,
Right.
in a sense, that is what your stories are doing. You're kind of shaking things up to wake people up so they can step up in their own lives, change what's needed to be changed, and grow up to a higher frequency, a higher vibration.
And the funny thing is, like, I thought, oh, wow, AI and all
Mm.
these other new tools out there that'll help me do all this. Oh my God, that was just a gong show because everything AI did was undo everything I wanted to do. So it got
Hmm.
me more immersed in what I was doing, although I utilize AI for some of the graphics and some
Hmm.
of the editing and things like that. The whole project became more greater than I ever imagined it being. And
Because it was meant to be. It was time.
yeah,
Even your grief, of the person that you lost, which I know was really, really great. You opening up even more to your heart and soul spirit at that time is just saying, it's okay, I'm holding the door open for you. Yeah,
right.
it's safe for you to come through. And the grief is that we're missing that person in our life. But when we're actually willing to go through, we realize that person never left us.
Right. And you actually start to have a new type of relationship with that
Yes.
person or
Mm,
persons in my case, because it's multiple persons
yeah.
in my case. Um and that interaction, and you realize that even while someone's on the other side, the interaction or relationship you have with someone on the other side is different depending on who it is. So they haven't lost their
No.
personality per se because it's the same energy that you had when you were here with them is on another level now, except the communication is different, the
Yeah.
interaction is different, and you're growing in your understanding of um the whole field, the whole energetic field in as a result of these interactions if you let go.
If you let go. That's the thing. And also those interactions, they're not coming down to what I call earthly level, where they're speaking to you in earthly language.
Right,
They're inviting you to step up into the cosmic level,
right,
where that
exactly.
interaction and the language is more of a feeling and riding in your energies that make sense, that dialogue with you. Everybody expects the dialogue to be coherent, whatever language you're in, and a conversation that you would have as human to human. It is
Right,
a divine conversation. And it can speak in pictures, it can speak in feeling, it can speak in senses. And it's a whole conversation, but just not like as we know it.
correct. And it was pretty crazy actually. As soon as I started writing and letting go myself, everything opens up. Now I've got meditations, now I've got Oracle deck, now I've got
Mm.
what I call the portal deck. I started, well, I want to do a tarot deck, but everything shifted. I'm like, no, this isn't what I want to do.
Yeah.
I created my own system, and now I have my own system for a card deck, and how to divine with that card deck, and um,
It became your ultimate
meditations
partner.
open up. Yeah,
It really did. I mean, as I said, you and I kind of have tried to partner on certain adventures, and just life has taken us this way or that way, right? The synergy and the energy of connection is there, but we've never been quite able to kind of walk the same path.
right,
No, the energy was meant to be there to support each other
right,
energetically,
right,
right? And
right.
but everything that's happened to you has led you up to the part of now of you stepping into your own divine wisdom and sharing everything that you've learned, not just through loss, but through
Right.
life, through everything you've participated in, right? And
Absolutely.
that has been, the gates in between of knowing which ones to open, which ones to just listen for a moment, not my door, you know.
Yeah, right, right,
and
exactly.
but everything happens to us for a reason. So we sometimes get in our way by demanding, well, it's got to work this way. And then there comes the cosmic two by four, right? Yeah, you think so,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
and then you allow, and look, fall into place, fall into place, fall into place. No,
Yes,
I'm not doing it that way because that's what other people expect. I'm doing it a way that the universe is teaching me.
right. And the more I'm realizing letting go is the biggest key in this
Hmm.
adventure.
Hmm.
Um, the more I try and control things, the less things tend to work out. And the less like, I have no idea how in a few months all this can happen, right? And it's
Was
happened.
aligned. It was ready.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it happened overnight because, as you said, it's been 10 years. And that was just 10 years of that. I've known you 15 years now, or maybe even
Yes.
longer. And I know the journeys that you've taken here, there, and everywhere. And all of them were accumulation of knowledge and wisdom that you needed to
Yes.
apply to what you're doing now.
Yes. And there's a point that comes where you actually feel the, for lack of a better word, confidence.
Yeah,
Now leave the student role and enter the teacher role.
yeah,
And that's what's happened really.
yes.
And I feel confident to be able to tell someone, no, this is not the way it's going to happen. It's
Hmm.
with focusing a certain way, there'll be an outcome that's more desired. And the number one and only answer I found is letting go.
Hmm. I've learned that lesson over and over again. As you know, I'm, in
Yes,
this project, and it's like, in the book of our forgotten children, which took 5 years, and now I'm trying to gather authors for our forgotten seniors. It may take another 5 years before the right people come. And
right,
that's, the old me would be like, come on, come on, come on. And the new me is, okay, you will bring it when the energies are right, when they're aligned.
right.
And the more you pay attention to that beautiful energy out there, the more and more you realize this person's in my orchestra, this person's in my orchestra, and you start building. And
Yeah,
then when it's meant to become something, it will become something.
right. And it's becoming, and boy, is it becoming.
Yeah.
And now I've got meditations as well, and an audiobook,
Hmm.
and the decks, and I started creating courses. So now I
Hmm.
have two courses that I can present. One based on my experiences, understanding, and knowledge of my time with David Sarita and
Hmm.
frequency, and another one based on the gate in between with my
Hmm.
experiences with the unseen world, and my experiences with spirit, and my experiences with greater awareness all around me.
Hmm.
And so yeah, I'm excited about where things are leading now.
Yeah. I mean, also, you've been a podcaster or, for a long, long time. And is that we can't do this for as long as we have without it having rubbing off on us.
Right,
Right. And so,
right,
like, it's like our pores are open to absorb all the wisdom that we learn through each show.
yeah,
And, it's kind of changing the cellular structure in our body until the cells go, oh, I'm plump and juicy. Now do something with me.
it's It's actually, in my case, I feel like it's a little different in that I feel like, okay, now you're going to go from here and you're going to go here and you're going to interview this person. You're going
Hmm.
to read this book and you're going to understand this piece of knowledge.
Hmm.
And one step after another step that I've been guided to,
Hmm.
whether it's to a book, whether it's to a person, whether it's to a show or an interview, it's all sort of coming together now in my life.
But
And
having known you for so long, I can tell you, you look younger,
thank
right?
you.
You look more vibrant,
Thank
right? And I think that for so long, you've had a lot put on you, and you've obviously had a lot of loss, but you've also had a lot of people that you were doing for.
you. Yeah.
And now that you're not giving them that energy, which we know in a couple of cases wasn't appreciated, it's now you've put that energy on yourself and what you're here to do, and you've transformed, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited about the Gate in Between. I'd like to invite everyone to read The Gate in Between. I'd like to invite everyone to just explore it
Yeah.
and
I
see if it's something
participate.
that participate. That's a good
Yes.
word. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what, what you've got there is, where
Yeah.
people can actually kind of participate, what each of those chapters of, how does they relate to it?
Yeah.
What gate are they facing in between right now? And, I think that's the thing is that a lot of people will read and it's the brain reading, but the heart and the soul and the spirit are hungry. Let them partake and they
Yeah.
will show you a different way of seeing it.
Absolutely. And the way that I've written the book is that you can choose to read from anywhere in the middle of the book, any
Yeah.
chapter, and attack that chapter. Or you can read it from beginning to end, and it actually forms a pretty decent story from beginning to end.
Hmm.
Or you can read, in chronologically. So you can read one chapter at a time over time
Hmm.
and experience it that way. And with within each chapter, there's the actual story, and then there's a time for contemplation.
Yes.
And the contemplation questions I've given you are the very same contemplation
Yeah.
questions that
Hmm.
I went through myself
Hmm.
in those situations.
So many people don't know how to ask themselves the right question.
Right.
And so what you've done here is I've given you a scenario.
Yes.
This is what I went through. This was my journey. I'm just metaphorical with the
Right.
characters in it. But this was the question that came about from that journey.
Right.
But half the time with people, like, they're not acknowledging their own chapters, so to speak.
Right.
And they then don't know how to, well, what did I learn from this? That's not necessarily the question. There was something poignant in there that you need to ask yourself,
Right.
something deeper than that. And we don't always get it. So the way you've done it is you've participated in that journey. It's a reflection and a view on your own life and where you're at. And then you've asked that question that sometimes we don't know how to ask. And
Yeah.
from there, we actually be open and honest. There is no right, there's no wrong. This
Right.
isn't an outside in question or answer. This is entirely an inside out one.
Right. And this book is for you. It's not for anyone else. It's for you as an individual or me
Yes.
as an individual.
Yes.
Right. And as I read the story, I contemplate for
Mhm.
myself. It's almost like a diary with guidelines or something.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And the thing is, what I find about these kind of books is sometimes it's like, okay, what do I need to know? Which chapter is speaking to me?
Right.
And when you do that, they may be just that, and that chapter is actually at that moment kind of, oh God, this is where I'm at right now. This is what I needed to hear. So
Right.
it isn't about reading it from beginning to end. It is taking your own journey with it. And if there's one particular chapter title that sticks out at you, well, that's what you're meant to hear right now. Pay
Yeah.
attention. This is about paying attention to all the voices and the feelings that you have that are trying to guide you that we just don't pay attention to.
Yes. Yes. And it's becoming more aware. And the other biggest thing I want to say is the honesty aspect.
Mm,
That if you read the story and you go to the questions and if you're honest with yourself, however ugly or however beautiful that might look, the
hmm.
honesty, then you will serve yourself in the
Yeah.
process. And you will serve humanity in that process. Because when we change ourselves, it affects everyone around us. Because of course we're all connected, right?
Well, case in point, I'm honest with you. Honestly, I've known her a long time. Looking at her now, I know that you have literally transformed. I feel like shackles have been taken off you. Everything about you is lighter.
Thank you.
Everything about you. So
My,
clearly it works because you're doing it.
uh, I feel healthier. I feel clearer,
Mhm.
mentally clear. I feel physically better and more connected, and I feel energetically
Yes.
connected and
Yes.
spiritually connected, and I'm not even gonna question what happens in my life right now. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
experience it and experience it the best I can, being in the present,
Yes.
being in the moment,
Yes.
and and just experience it and get the best I can with whoever's around at whatever time.
Yeah. And that's all we have, the gift of the present is in the now.
Right,
Right. And when we understand it, yes, like as you said, you've got the courses, right? When people can have even one-on-ones with you
right,
around the gate.
absolutely,
All of that is like tomorrow or the day after.
right,
But if you're not present, even when they're with you, it's about being present in the moment to know actually what it is you're hearing, what you're feeling, what needs to be done in this moment. No expectation, that word, shoo, no comparison, no competing. It's
no,
just being present with what is right now. What is it bringing up? What
correct,
is it revealing? Right?
yes.
That's the importance. And when you're there, everything about your life becomes calmer and more peaceful.
Or
All the
when you're
things,
here,
yes, yes, yeah. But everything like you used to rush at, oh, it's got to be done, it's got to be done. And it's like, it's okay, it'll get done.
we'll get
Where do I
done.
need to be right now?
Mhm.
Right? And you realize what's important and what isn't. And everything becomes less stressful.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is amazing. And I let go completely with everything. Like, I was worried about things like, what if the book cover, for example.
Hmm.
Well, this is more me than anything else, this book.
Yeah.
Initially, I was worried about, well, what I need to make it this way or that way or whatever. But now book
Expectation.
cover is like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
just, your mental chatter or
Yeah.
your ego or
Mm.
whatever you want to call it, whatever words you want to use, labels you want to use to call it. It's something that is sabotaging
Yeah. Yeah.
the the path you're on.
Most
So,
certainly. Most certainly. Because you're not feeling it. I mean,
right.
yes, this book cover is completely you. I can see it entirely. Even your new name, just, shy.
Yeah.
You know, but
Well,
there's a
actually,
new,
if you see the rose up there, it's still Shahiroz. It's just the rose.
right, I know, you're right. But you're just shy now. And
Yeah.
I bet, yeah, there's a totally different energy about you. And this is the example, there's some people that put out things, do as I tell you, but they're not doing it themselves,
Right.
right? You've done it the reverse. You've done it yourself and sharing what worked for you in present time because it's still working for you.
Right. And I'm still a student. I'm never
Hmm.
going to not be a student, right? I'm still learning and I'm still expanding and there's so much, it's never going to end, right? Because there's so much to experience and so much to feel. That's a good
Hmm.
word. Yeah.
Yes.
There's
Well,
so much.
everything for me is about feeling. If I don't feel it,
Yes,
it's like
absolutely.
anytime I have to make a decision, something, if it doesn't feel right at the core, I don't do it. I've learned. If I, push, well, yeah, but you should, you got to, you this, you that. And I go, no, it doesn't feel right. And I totally and utterly trust it doesn't feel right.
Right.
And I'm just not going to waste my time because I know that if I push, it's going to backfire on me. When it
Right.
feels right, even if I don't know quite what it feels right. Now in trust, I walk forward and it will be revealed.
Right. And it's not like anyone's perfect. I'm not perfect. I still have my shortfalls. I still get
We
angry.
all do,
I
right?
I
Yes.
still get upset. I still get sad. I still all those things, but now I know how to look at it when that
Yeah.
happens.
Or why it happened.
Or I might not even know why it happened, but I'll know that there's a reason behind it and I can resolve this and I can look into myself and find what it is that's causing this in my life.
Yes. Yes. And that's kind of tapping into your emotions, knowing which ones need to be spent.
Right.
I mean, anger, sadness, that's it. It all needs to be spent in the moment. That's a part of expressing. But
Correct.
so many people become emotional over their emotions and then get caught on a, constant turn of it. And you ask them, well, what are you emotional about? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
like, if you're angry, it could be the world making you angry at that time. You need to spend that anger so that it's gone and that you can take that deep breath and walk forward. It's not about
Right.
suppressing it, otherwise, it'll build up and come out
Right.
another
Right.
way.
When you
How do you
feel it,
spend it that it doesn't take hold?
right. When you feel it, you express it, right?
Hmm.
And this emotions is something important to discuss because there's those out there that hold in their emotion,
Yeah. Hmm.
and there's those out there that are afraid to express themselves.
Hmm.
Whereas the best thing we can do is be authentic with our feelings and our expressions. And, we can go through life like, in rote, the same thing day by day or however it is we want to do. Or we can take control and choose
Yes.
to
Yes.
live
Yes.
our
Yes.
life more fully and to really experience every second of every day, because every second of every day is very precious, I've realized.
Yes. Oh gosh. And can change from one moment to the next. And you know that
Absolutely.
I mean, I've always been a person, I'm wind, right? So I'm always going with the flow, and sometimes in my own hurricane. I've learned to be more of a gentle breeze. I used to be the hare, always, see it, want to do it, let's rush to the destination and get it done. Now I've become the tortoise. And by
Right.
being the tortoise, I'm gathering people more, I'm having deeper conversations, I'm
Right.
understanding better, and I'm absorbing what it is I need to absorb because I'm not in such a hurry. And I think
Yeah.
that's the thing, especially when we're young, we're always in a hurry to go change the world because anybody older than you doesn't know what they're doing, right?
Right.
But as we get older, we realize what is important. And by being engaged with self and our beautiful soul and spirit heart talk, we just realize it's okay sometimes just to simply even do nothing. You're doing something in
Yeah,
the nothingness.
you absolutely are. And really, even if you through the book, after each chapter do nothing, maybe
Mhm.
that's what you need to do.
Yes. Yes. Digest it. And
Yes.
then a situation will come up. That's what that chapter was telling me. Right
Yes.
now, I'm actually ready to write in that.
Yes.
Don't It doesn't mean you have to do it straight away.
No.
It could be just something comes along, go, now I
Right.
get it. Right. And
Right.
there is no dictation of it must be this way, it must be that way. But
Right.
what we do ask is that you open to connection.
Right. And like for example, I'll just give you a brief example, the sample story. Well, if you were one of the people who visited me at Astral Connections when I
Mhm.
ran the
Yes.
bookstore with Lois Vinetz, then you know that story is a little bit based on that. And in fact,
Hmm.
the picture on the cover is actually an actual picture
Hmm.
of that very same door. And somebody left a heart on that door, and I it meant a lot to me, and I
That's where
incorporated
you first
the
interviewed
story.
me, actually.
That's right. That's right.
2010, right?
That's right.
It's still up there on just about Sarah. It's
Right.
still up there. Great interviews because you know how to ask a question. And,
Thank you.
and I think that was actually, I think, when in knowing you so long, I thought you knew how to bring out of everybody the essence and who they were. You saw them from the inside out. But I think for a long time you didn't see yourself from the inside out.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I don't even know if I still see myself from the
Oh,
inside
you're
out,
in
but I
discovery
see
still, love. You're in
myself
discovery.
more. I see more of myself for sure.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just not feeling like this pull. so
Yeah.
much on the outside and more of like more alignment with self and what you're here to do.
Yes. And acknowledging it and accepting it
Yes.
and out to do it now, you know?
Yeah. And like, with the gate in between, it's that 10-year journey, which, but even before the 10 years, there was the journey, but,
Yeah.
the kind of the start of it. And since I've known you for 15 years, maybe even more, um, and then this last 10 years, you have been through an awful, tumultuous lot, and a lot of things have been demanded of you. But you, as you said, sharing those kind of stories as a teaching moment to you and
Right.
a revealing moment to someone else.
Right.
Because when we meet someone, we start talking about experiences. Oh, I went through something similar. What
Yes.
did you do about it? I did this, or this is when that was revealed. That is when we share that we
Yeah.
everybody comes away more nourished because of
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you have shared that, which is inviting other people's nourishment to come out.
Exactly. And I'm certain that as people read these short stories, they'll say, oh, wait a minute, I've
Hmm.
had this experience.
Hmm.
Or wait a minute, I've had this feeling. But did you, when you had that feeling, go in to
Mm.
experience it deeper?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yes.
didn't. And when
No.
I did, when I went back and did experience it deeper, a whole other world opened up to me.
Mm.
And so that was my motivation in doing this is that, wow, there's like so many aspects of our lives that are being missed because we're not being aware in the moment.
Right. We're not. And the thing is, you teach and support metaphysical. You have your metaphysical hub where your
Absolutely.
podcasts and everything is. And of course, you started a shop CEA with t-shirts and all of that as well, one of your adventures along the way. But, the whole thing, everything about you has always been metaphysical.
Yes.
All the beautiful, wonderful dimensions that are around us and how we can immerse ourselves into all of these different dimensions and teachings and just stop looking at ourselves as humanoids and know that
Yeah,
we are so, so, so much more.
absolutely.
But you were busy supporting everybody else on that, right? And you
I
weren't,
was.
and
And
so
I still
this,
probably am,
oh,
but
and you probably always will because it's in your nature,
yeah.
but you've put yourself to the top of the list for a change.
Yes. I have. It's true. I have put myself to the top of the list for a change, but only because there's experiences here now and knowledge here now that I feel will benefit so many people. And
Exactly. You're in the right energy field to share it in a positive way of that all of this led to that,
right.
right? And led to the book now, which has led to courses, which will lead to talks, which will lead to other people igniting. You have no idea where it's going to go,
I have no idea
right?
where.
But the whole thing is this is kind of your coreness that now will branch out into whatever else it wants to do and wherever else it wants to go. And I don't feel like you're seeking for something to mean something. I feel you found something that means something and you're sharing the meaningfulness.
Yes, absolutely. And you mentioned tea shop. Well, yeah, as
Hmm.
you know, tea shop is my project to put my energy from my grief into something else when
Hmm.
Tom's passed away. And tea shop is basically T-shirts with positive messages, and we have our own, and they were really Thomas's, which is why they're there, and that's why they really mean more to me and Thomas than anyone else. But they're very good messages,
Hmm.
and we can do custom messages
You're
as well.
right. Exactly. And
Oh,
that's how impactful is that is to wear a t-shirt with a saying where somebody goes, oh, that's really neat. Where did that come from? Conversation starter,
yes.
right? And now, what's the backstory? And then, opening up and not being afraid to look at ourselves on all the beautiful multidimensional levels that we're on and not just face value on everything.
And now I've got my Gate in Between series of
Yeah.
t-shirts, which is the front and the back are sort of meeting each other.
Mm.
The idea was that the message on the front will have the answer on the back.
Oh,
And
neat. I like
so,
that.
yeah,
Right.
so
Don't
they're
turn around. Ask the question first. Go through.
Right. And in between, of course, is the gate, right?
Right.
So you have your initial thought, and then you have the answer on the back, but in between is the gate, which is you.
And if we're not willing to open up that gate, we will never be in discovery of self. You
Right.
know, this isn't we're born, pay taxes, and die. You know, this is a journey of life to be experienced, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And in what does that experience, what does it make you? And for some
Right.
people, it makes them bitter, vengeful, and spiteful. And some people, it makes them humble and whole and beautiful. They become a ray of light for others. That
Yes.
is a choice of how you want to feed your journey. And I
Absolutely.
know that, for some people, the grief can be crippling. And
Yeah.
that's something you have to be careful of because it's very easy to kind of die with someone spiritually, which is not what they want for you.
Yeah.
And how do you, revive yourself and take whatever that passing is and something that you can take with you, a message or who they were with you to do something with it. And I love it when I, share stories with people who, especially parents who've lost children, which
Right.
is the hardest thing ever, I think. And, what they do in their children's name and something that now is so meaningful. And I think, how do you take the grief and make it something where you're honoring the person that's passed, but at the same time, paying it forward to mean something for somebody in the now?
Right. And one of the ideas I had when I was making, you know me, I'm an idea person.
Yes, yes.
But one of the ideas I had when I was making the t-shirt for Thomas, the t-shirt website for Thomas, and his ideas for t-shirts was, well, I'm sure everyone has loved ones out there
Mhm.
who have ideas and thoughts and messages that people want to record and have their own website for their own
Yeah.
family member.
Mm.
So, I can do that for somebody if they
Right.
want that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're multi-talented. It's not just about you've got this book and the coaching. Of course, you're web designer. You're going to, yeah, as you said, you're an
I'm
ideas
an
person.
author. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Like,
I know you're an author girl. Welcome to the club. Um, and yeah, but it's yeah, there. I mean, I've participated in a few books, and the message was really great, but the people didn't take it any further.
right,
And if you've partaked and if you've put some idea together that's meaningful, it's not just to be, something on a bookshelf. It's something now to go on its own journey and
right,
ignite journeys of others along the way.
right, right. Absolutely. And so, like, right now, what I'm doing is a few things. I'm running Wednesday Zoom meetings for anyone who wants to attend can attend, but it's focused on I'm leaning towards a title something like Science Meets Spirit, and it's
Hmm.
focused on frequency and how frequency relates to our body and how science and spirit meet. So anyone's welcome to come. It's at 3 PST on Wednesdays. And of course, as Sarah mentioned, I'm looking into two courses I'm going to offer now. One based on the the frequency aspect of science and how it relates to our physical body
Yeah.
and how it can affect us. And frequency, not just on the sound level, but on the light level.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be offering that course as well as a course on the Gain Between. We'll go through each chapter together if anyone wants,
Mhm.
and sort of like a book study on this book.
Yeah. And how it relates to them and where they're at and helping them
Exactly.
see what it means to them. We will do another show on the energy because I have a genre called quantum spirituality.
Right,
And that's where science meets spirituality, of which scientists are now beginning to understand that spirituality can be measured. It's just
right,
people who are living in a higher consciousness, right?
right,
And they now can measure it. And there are so many wonderful kind of mediums and devices, etc., of how to lift our own energy. If we have blocked energy, blocked chi, that's when we start having problems
right,
mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's meant to flow. Everything
right,
about us is meant to flow. Energy is not meant to be stagnant. And when we know how to tap into that energy and keep it going, That's when things start opening up and revealing and supporting and just leading you to the right vibrational people and situations.
Right. And I want to be able to offer my courses in two ways. One, a metaphysical way, and one, a scientific way.
Hmm.
So in the course, I want to explore both those possibilities.
Well, they're both interactive. I mean, they're both on this. It's just
Absolutely.
a different. There's the hardcore science that humans need, all right, and then there's the spirit science that we just simply trust. And
Right.
it's just putting them together. We're like, look, see how they fit.
Right,
They fit
exactly. Let's
together.
see how they fit because they do fit. And we can't ignore the fact that they fit. And we expand our understanding, our knowing of ourselves in the process of recognizing that science and spirit fit together.
Okay, I have a name for you. Metaphysical science.
Oh, there you go.
Right, you join the two together.
Yes.
They're both energies. It's just a
Yes.
different way of looking at it.
Yes.
And, hardcore scientists, I need to look at this. Where's the proof? We are the proof.
Yes, we are absolutely the proof.
Right? But I mean,
Nature
yes,
is the proof.
absolutely.
Nature is the proof. Everything in nature is the proof.
Everything has a fiber optic connection that's an energetic connection. And that's kind of the metaphysical side of what we don't see. Right.
Right,
And so we kind of trust and know it and feel that it's there, where the science is, so I want to prove it by data. So
correct.
all it is I feel and trust it. I see it and document it.
Right.
Right.
And
But
of
if
course, our computers have crystals in them.
exactly, exactly. So, I think more and more people that understand in that metaphysics isn't woo woo and out there or wokeism. It is actually who we are and understanding who we are on our entire cellular level. And then from there, we actually understand more the science of who we are.
Right. And well, most of our prominent scientists, Tesla and
Hmm.
Einstein, and
Yeah.
uh, I don't know how scientific they could have been without their metaphysical.
Especially Nikola Tesla. I mean,
Yeah,
his technology today is still only being scratched on the surface of what it can do. And
absolutely.
and the difference is that he had the intellect to know what to do with it. He was open enough to download this wisdom and
Yeah,
explore its options
correct.
rather than restricting it or capitalizing on it. He capitalized in it, or how far could it energetically go?
Right. And working with David Sarita, of course, who's read all Tesla's patents, I got some good understanding and learning from.
Well, you've interviewed Tom Palladino, who
Yeah,
uses Tesla.
I haven't interviewed him,
Oh,
but
well,
I
you've
do
got to
know who it
interview him.
is.
No, because
Yes.
he actually he was given
Yeah.
some of the patents and things, and he actually uses Tesla's
Yeah.
way, and it's like a photosynthesis. He takes a photograph of somebody which carries an energy, and
I'd
then
love to
oh
interview him.
no, no, you
Yeah.
would love him. I'll do an introduction. I've interviewed him two or three times, and you're right up his alley, and
Okay.
that is an absolute example of metaphysical science because
Right.
it's science and it's that energy that's all around us that we don't energy isn't something you plug into the wall, folks.
Right.
We are all energy. We all have a signature, absolutely every one of us. And the more we're connected to each other, the more we kind of make those good vibrations
Right. Right. Right.
and healing.
And healing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as we all know, frequency isn't just about sound.
Hmm.
Frequency is us.
Yes,
We are frequency.
we feel
Everything
it.
in us is frequency. Everything around us is frequency.
There was a guy that he was on America's Top Model and won, and then he went on to the celebrity dancing show. And the difference
Right.
with this guy, he was absolutely 100% deaf. He couldn't feel the vibration even through
Yeah.
the ground, right? How he tapped into his partner and ended up winning the competition. They did a dance to the sound of silence that was utterly, I've watched it over and over again. It's so beautiful. He connected into her energy, her
Right.
frequency,
Right.
and he danced to her energy and frequency. And what transpired? And right, some deaf people can feel the vibration through their feet. No, none of that for him. It was his energy radar was more open,
Right.
and he tapped into that. And so it just shows our senses are begging us to use them on different levels.
So my chapter 3, I think, is called The Sound of Silence, and
Mm-hmm.
it's about um, a pianist who goes deaf, and
Yeah.
it's based on an experience I had where I heard ringing in my ears after meditation. And like I would lose my hearing completely, like completely gone, like for minutes only, but still
Mm-hmm.
it's happening. And I thought there was something physical or medical or but it would only happen after my meditation. And then there's a verse in the Quran that's the Surah of the bee and the sound of the buzzing bee. And I'm like, hey, that's what my thing feels like or sounds like.
Yes,
It's like
I've had it for years,
my ear.
and just thought, oh, I put it down to because they never could find anything physical. So I just put it down to, okay, you're trying to give me a message,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's downloading something and I'll get it, at some point I'll register what it is you've downloaded. But
Right.
I've learned to just accept it now.
Yes, and same here. And I actually once I read the verse, and this
Hmm.
happens to me often, something happens to me that I don't understand,
Hmm.
but then there's incidents that take place in my life that lead me to the understanding of what it is. And once I understand it, it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. 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 Message received.
Yes.
Now go do something with it.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. The universe is trying to speak to us all the time. And I recently moved to Vancouver Island, well, 8 years ago, 7.5 years ago, because where I was living in Vancouver, you were living around that area, I felt it was too static for me anymore. I just couldn't take the pulsation. And on
Right.
the island, it's so very in tune to nature. It's nature driven.
Right.
And everybody here is around nature driven. They come here for that, to be at one with nature. And I find it's just, I can hear and feel so much more clarity now. And sometimes we have to look at our arena. And I remember my son, oh, you're just trying to escape. You'll never outrun yourself. And I said, I agree with that. But no, I'm trying to find my soil from where I can grow because I can't grow in this soil.
Wow. I recently learned about a book called The Secret of the Soil.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't read it yet. I just learned about it. But I'm really excited about reading it because I believe learning about the earth and the roots and the plant system it's like learning about our earliest nature, right? Our
And
early
our connection and who we are.
right,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
And so I'm really keen on understanding the connection, like, well, grounding, for
Mm-hmm.
example, what exactly happens when our foot touches the ground, What exactly takes place energetically, scientifically?
Yeah. I've
And
got a
so,
theory on that Mama Earth is sick to death of your problems. Can you ground some joy? Because she's feeling rather saturated. Ground and give us some love, please.
yes,
But
it's true.
a documentary I highly recommend. BBC TV out of England did it with Judy Dench on trees.
Right,
And in there, they have this slow camera on the fiber optics of how roots and trees join each other. And even when a tree is down, life comes from it. They never
right.
judge whether you're a willow or a fern or an oak. They
Yeah,
don't care. It's all about sustaining life and
right.
supporting one another. And,
Yes.
and it shows that all of these fiber optics feeding and supporting and nurturing. And that's
Wow.
how trees communicate. And I think
Yes.
we've got all this fiber opticness right there ready for us to connect. Why
Yeah.
we should look to the forest as an example of how to connect with one another.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And the statement you made about joy and feeding the earth joy instead of our sorrows.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the energy modalities, we're throwing our junk to the sun and to the earth. Well,
Yes,
they're what's sustaining us.
exactly. They're saying, "Hey, here's have it back." Yeah, and I think it's like I actually, me personally, can't walk barefoot on the ground because I feel it,
Oh,
the
interesting.
vibration.
Right,
I'm an air person, so I need to be around air and water. That those are my conduits. Those are my where I feel, and I can give things to the wind because the wind has a way of breaking it up and dispersing it as it goes. But if
right,
you give it to the earth, it's just adding all the other troubles that it's dealing with already.
right.
The troubles are called earthlings, right? So,
Funny you bring up the elements because my card deck, which I'm calling, I haven't decided what to call it yet, but it's not a tarot deck, but it does focus around the elements:
yes.
earth, air, water, and
Hmm.
fire,
Hmm.
and ether. So all five of them. And it's quite ingenious how it all came together, really, without using, it being putting myself on a pedestal. It's kind of quite ingenious how it all came
I mean,
together.
this is, through the years I've had this course that I do, and I use true colors, and then I take Chineseology, numerology, and astrology, and find the common denominators of your strengths and your weaknesses. But I use the elements as well. And
Yes.
through that, each one of them reveals what your human personality is. And when you understand your human personality, you understand how you open up and receive. And very often our personality traits are stopping us from receiving the wisdom we need to have. And when we acknowledge that, I'm type this or I'm this, that, etc. I have a tendency to do that, close the door instead of opening up the gate. And once you know that, you can take more command
Right.
of what you want your personality trait to do rather than becoming kind of enslaved to it. So I do feel that as on the human side of it, we need to know how we tick
Right.
so that we can embrace the spiritual side of us to do what we're here to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're all sort of moving along in our own lives. And I want to encourage everyone to look left and look right and
Mm.
see what's happening around you and try to engage in that too, so that there isn't so many individuals, but there's rather more groups of individuals.
Orchestras,
Orchestras,
choirs.
choirs.
Yes,
Thank you.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because the more we come together, together,
absolutely.
together, the
Absolutely.
more we share that energy, the
Right,
more it pulsates out.
right.
Right. So it is, my analogy, discover what your instrument is. Really learn how to play it. You can play it as
Ah,
a soloist, but when you join the orchestra, each
yes.
one in your own strength and harmoniously play together, you transcend.
Right,
Right. So we're all looking for an orchestra, but we've got to know our own instrument first.
right. And as you know, I've sang in a choir for
Hmm.
many years, so um, and that's really an experience everyone should experience,
Yeah.
because you get to realize how much more I don't like the word powerful, but more integrated you are when you
Impactful.
impactful,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You are when you're, but no, integrated, like,
Mm,
coming together.
yeah.
And when you integrate, that integration is greater than the individuals that are in that
Right.
group.
We're all a particular spice in this dish, and we
Yes,
enhance the dish, right? And
yes,
and that's the thing is, you know me, I hate the word comparison and compete. Leave that up to the Olympics. I do not compare yourself. Everybody else is taken. You are unique. What are your unique gifts? How do you use them? Whom do you use them for? And where do you use them? And that's the journey. We're all here as contributors. We're all here to
so
serve
when
one
we
another.
when we think about competing, well, first compete with yourself, and as you
Yeah,
grow
yeah,
your
and that's not about you winning per se. It is about you always growing.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And but you can grow as a group too, and you can grow in a group
yeah,
too, right? And you can, as you see, as one grows in a group, the whole group now has grown to another
right.
level. So, um, although competition might not be the best word for it,
Hmm.
there it the
It's a willing,
aspect
yeah,
the
it's a,
aspect of working together
yeah, yeah,
to go higher
Yeah.
is quite amazing, actually, because you take everyone higher with you.
Crescendo, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
and everybody then discovers just how much more they are. Because somebody is demanding, let's try this. Well, I don't know. I've never done. No, let's do it. Let's push ourselves. Let's see how far we can go. And then you've got each other. And some people go to it easily and some people are struggling. And you help the people that are struggling. Right.
Absolutely.
And then they find their path. And then all of a sudden you've risen up to a higher level. And
Absolutely.
it's like, oh, and you're doing this and you're doing that. Like, I know you have, as well as I have, through all the interviews that we've done, of people saying, I never knew I could do this. I never knew I had this ability.
Right.
I never knew I'd have this impact.
Right.
Right. And that's the point. You never knew. So
Yes.
you have to be in discovery of what you can be, and it will be revealed, and then you'll know.
Right.
Just like you. You're an
Yes.
author.
And well, Sarah, oh my God, like, I'm at 200 and something interviews, and what are you at? Like 3,000 or something
Yeah.
interviews?
Myself 3,000, yes. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we started around the same time too, or I started and you
Well, you started
started.
before me because you interviewed
Yeah,
me in 2010. I
right.
started in 2012 with a different network. So
Yes.
2013 with my
Yeah.
own. But
Yeah.
yeah. But then
And
I'm not busy doing,
20 things.
20 things except for books and mentors and things like that. But it's all under one umbrella. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I've been doing multiple things and I've been helping other people do their things too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of seem to be, I interview people when they come into my life. I haven't really gone seeking people to
I
interview.
don't seek anymore. They find
Yeah.
me. So yeah. Um, and that's the thing, is that when you've reached a certain frequency and you're vibrating on that frequency, people that are drawn to your frequency, to your energy, they will come to you.
Yes,
Right. And
absolutely.
you don't want to interview people that are still in the angry level. You want people, because you want people to rise up to something.
Right.
And, like you, I've interviewed people that have come from hell, right? The darkest of the darkest night. And they took the journey and they made their discovery and they went through the emotions, and what they are and who they are today is exemplary and extraordinary. And the
Absolutely.
impact that they're having on people today is because they chose to take the journey of healing
Right.
and become. And they didn't know what they're going to become. It was just literally every day taking a journey of healing. And
Yeah.
that was actually ended up being their meaningful purpose, because that healing is now something they share, like you,
Yes.
like
Yes.
the gap in between, all the things that
Yeah.
you've been through now becomes something that you share with other people that are going on their journey. And you're sharing how to look at it, how to ask the right question, and then
Yeah.
with your courses of how to really look at what that journey means for you in this chapter right now, not the whole book, in this chapter right now.
So you've mentioned the word journey so much
I
that I
know.
feel like I have to use the word journey here now to bring up Brandon Bayes and her book, The Journey, where she has a basketball sized tumor
Hmm.
and how she healed herself through that basketball sized tumor. And I recently completed my practitioner program with The Journey. And so that's another thing I'm embarking on.
Right. Yes.
And there is so much to be experienced when you do a journey process. And
Take a
I'd
look
like
at you.
to, yeah, thank you. And I'd like to invite you all,
Yes.
I just completed my last course and now we're in the case study portion of it. So I'd like to invite anyone who wants to be one of my case studies for this
Hmm.
program to feel free to reach out to me. I also let Sarah know that I'm happy to do a 15-minute one-on-one with anybody who's interested in the gate in between or wants to know more about it. I'm also really excited to ask Sarah that if anyone does purchase a book, read the book. And I think on Kindle Unlimited, it's free for 90 days. So,
Yeah.
um, and I learned a lot about Amazon in this process too.
I purchased it. Though I do prefer actually a paperback, so I can put it up. But
I'm on
um,
it, but I have to
ju-
wait 90 days, I think, to do it. 90 days with Amazon to do it, or
really,
yeah,
Uh,
something to
uh,
do with ISBNs. And I want to get my own ISBN.
right? Yeah, yeah. So that might be it. Yeah.
So that's slowing me down a
So
bit.
it would be
That's
in
okay.
time for a wonderful early Christmas gift, and I
Absolutely.
always say books are a wonderful gift because they keep on giving.
The
So if you
audiobook's available.
right, well, but if the audiobook or an actual book when you get it in 3 months, babe,
Yeah.
this is when you're buying your Christmas shopping. And this
Yeah.
is a great gift to people that, I know you're on a journey.
Yes.
This might help you on your journey. And what a gift to give.
Absolutely.
Somebody's
Absolutely.
birthday, when somebody's going through something, when somebody's had the door closed on them in a way, this is the kind of gift to give.
Yes. So,
So let's break it down. As I said, we are
okay.
going to do a mentor's journey where we're actually going to break it down what each one of your courses are. But
Okay.
just this little synopsis, you have the metaphysical hub where you
Yes.
do your interviews,
Yes.
right? And there's people can find all the interviews that you've done there over the
Absolutely.
years.
Yeah.
You have T Shop CA, which is the specialty t-shirts where people can add their sayings, or you could create a saying for them.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
if you want to embrace a loved one that's gone, something that they said that always cheered you up,
Yeah.
right? That type of thing. Of course, you've got the gate in between.
Yes.
The book and the courses that come from that. So
Yeah.
the course on that. And then also you've got what you're starting, which I don't know when it's going to come about. You can tell me, which is on the metaphysical science,
Yes.
on how they're marrying the two together. And of course, you have the journey where you're
Yeah.
now looking for people to participate in the beta practitioner area of the journey of the energy healing as well.
Right.
So you
Right.
have a lot going on.
I do, and also DS5, where I'm still a distributor with David Suida and do promote his products and stand by them. So if you want to learn about frequency and energy, you can come reach out to me for that purpose as well. So
Now,
frequency
is there
and energy,
one umbrella that people can go to that everything is under?
metaphysical hub. You
Right.
can reach anything and everything through metaphysical hub.
I know
Absolutely.
for the people that are just listening, I'll spell it out for you. METAPHYSICAL, metaphysical hub, HUB.com. But she also has the gate in between.com, the tshop.ca, and there's the metaphysicalhub.net as well. And she's on Instagram, Metaphysical Hub, and Facebook, her name, which is SHAHIROZ 786, which you can find her there as well. And she'll be starting a YouTube channel where she'll be sharing little snippets from the book.
Well, I have a YouTube channel, the Metaphysical Hub, but I will add the gate in between as a chapter on that.
And when will the courses come about, love?
So the courses are ready. I can start taking students, and so we're talking about by the end of August, everything will be in the system.
Excellent. And before then, we will do another show where you will find her on the orchardofwisdom.org under mentorship, the mentors and practitioners tag. And she is there with everything that she does and all the updates for the show on what the courses are, what they entail, how to sign up for them will come up on that as well. So you'll find her
Absolutely.
that all the updates will be there. If you're listening to the show by the end of August, everything will be up there as well. But right now, I mean, get the book.
Well, join my free Zoom.
Yes.
I'm planning on doing my Zoom more than just Wednesday. So, and I'm also can do the Zoom with anyone who wants me to do it one-on-one on
Mhm.
your time, whenever that's suitable for you. It is a really excellent presentation on frequency and science and the
Right.
body, and it'll help everyone understand themselves better.
So you've got that, and then of course you've got people can reach out to you for a free 15-minute chat on the
Absolutely.
gate or any of them. I mean, they can ask you questions about any of it, whichever they
Absolutely.
want to go. Just have a chat and go,
Absolutely.
I've heard the show
Yeah.
and I'm interested in all of it. Where do I start?
Yep. 778-386-1786. Send me a text and I'd be happy to connect with you and get to know you better and know what you're all about too, because it's
Right.
more
And if
all
people are
about
out of
my
town and,
physical health.
don't want to do long distance, they can email you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's just my first name, Shahiroz, Shahiroz @gmail.com.
And, just reach out, have a chat.
Yeah,
She does do a lot. Where do you go? Where do you start? I think the book is an excellent way to start. And
abs-
then from there, it will open up the door. It will reveal where you need to go next. It really
absolutely.
will. And
And just
so,
visit us at medphysicalhub.com, and there's lots there. And I'm happy to guide you if I can be a guide, and I'm happy to be guided if you have some suggestions or comments you want to share. Thank you,
exactly.
everyone.
So look out for the other show. All the other shows that she's done with me are also under the Metaphysical Hub, and also just under her name. We go back a long way. We've done a lot of shows between us. Um,
Absolutely.
Always so much, wisdom shared. But I really, want to give you a big hand for not only doing the book, because I know how hard it is, right? I know how hard it is, but the way that you've done it, the way you've made it interactive, and where people can participate, what it sparks inside of them, opening it up further to a course and to conversation. And I'm really proud that you have been able to walk away from what you've walked away from and just spread your wings at last, baby, and get them out there and taking flight, because this is where you're meant to be.
Thank you, dear Sarah. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your friendship, your love, your assistance along the way, your camaraderie, everything.
That's
Like,
what sisterhood is about. That's what
absolutely.
it's about. And like, I look forward to the whole metaphysical science show, whatever you call it, because that really is, for so many people, I think, an eye opener. Where they think it's separate, it isn't. It's one and the same. And
Yes,
it's
and
understanding it better, and understanding how healing it is and how enlightening it is, and how it propels us forward, how it makes absolutely everything work. Right.
absolutely.
So,
And I also want to add that everyone's journey is individual, where
mhm.
you're at, where you're going. And so, maybe one of these courses or my website isn't the exact fit, which is when I want you to reach out to me, because maybe a
Yes,
conversation with me may help you figure out what exactly is the right thing.
exactly. All of the information is right here on both of the sites. Just put in her name, and you will be able to reach out and to say, okay, where do I start? And that's the whole point. Willing to start. That is
Yes.
the most important thing, the willingness to start. Right.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. So thank you so much, my darling. And
Thank you so much.
I look forward to the next show we do on exactly the breakdown of all the courses. And to everyone else, you have no idea what gate is in between that's wanting to open up for you. And that, as I've said so before, we are many chapters in our book of life. And
Yes.
some chapters are rocky and you wish to God they'd hurry up and get over with. And then when you open up another chapter, you realize what that rocky chapter was all about.
And I encourage everyone to not be apprehensive about
Hmm.
entering the gate.
Be
Enter,
wondrous.
enter the gate in between, because you're going to find out more about you
Mm,
there than anywhere else.
absolutely. Take the time to absorb what it's trying to tell you, and
Yeah.
not just with thought. Please feel your knowledge. If you're
Yes.
just thinking it is from the human condition, when you're feeling it is the wisdom that extracts from the mind what it needs to know when it needs to know it. It's the knowingness.
Yes. The heart is 5,000 more times
Hmm.
powerful than the brain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. On that note, we wish everybody a good pounding heart, an uplifted spirit, and a whole lot of soul wisdom. And until next time, folks, bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tag at the top there and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration, it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.